Hi, I'm Daphne from Daps Makeup, here to talk about one of my favorite brands, and that is Chanel. It's actually amazing that I've gone this long on my channel without talking about Chanel, because if you saw last year, I feel like I was talking about Chanel like every month or every other month. That's how much I love Chanel. And it's actually not because I haven't been buying Chanel. I actually have been. For the past 3 months, I have been buying pieces here and there. A lot of times a collection comes out and I buy a lot of the pieces or major pieces in the collection and I immediately put out a review video. This time, I've been buying pieces here and there, sometimes more of the smaller items. And I was also having so many other brands and products that were coming out that I started doing those reviews and not reviewing Chanel. So this time, instead of like just talking about one specific Chanel collection, I'm gonna go over the items that I bought, and they come from a couple of different collections. So it won't be just centered on one collection. A lot of it is lip products, but I also have some eyeliners, nail polish, so a foundation to talk about. So I do have a little bit of everything to talk about. So let's just talk about what I bought. I'll briefly talk about the items in the collections that I didn't buy, that I decided to pass on. But this should be a fun video, I think. Now, there are 2 major collections that I purchased from, but there's one item that I don't think is necessarily was part of a collection per se. So let me just bring that up first, and that is foundation, and it is the Ultra Le Teint Velvet. It is their Blurring Smooth Effect Foundation Velvet Matte Finish. It's a tinted. It comes in the squeezy bottle. This is the beautiful packaging, classic sleek look from Chanel, and it comes in a squeezy bottle like this. Now, this apparently is not necessarily a new product from Chanel, but it was a new formulation that had just come out. So I don't have the original, so I never bought it originally, so I can't tell you if it's better or worse than the original formula. I can only talk about this particular formula. I do have it on my skin today, and I must say, I think I'm looking good, especially for a light coverage product such as this. So in terms of demo video today, how this video is gonna work. So I did do a demo video where you get to see me apply this foundation on my skin. I also use a couple of eyeliners. Hopefully you can see this on my eyes. So you'll see me apply the eyeliner and this product. So what I'm going to do is have you watch the video just so you can see the application. And then I'll tell you what I think about this product. And then, and the 2 eyeliners I got, so I'll let you know about those products. I did buy several lip products. As you can see here, I figured that I will apply each one in. I actually kind of have a mix of 2 on my lips right now. But I will apply each of these 4 individually on my lips so you can see them. So this will just do live here on camera together. So I figured we'd do that together. And then I also have a nail polish to talk about. So let's just quickly get the demo video out of the way. Then we'll do some lip swatching, and I'll just tell you what I think about these lip balms and all these different products that I bought. A lot of fun products from Chanel. So watch this demo video and we'll come back together. So today we're going to be using the Chanel Ultra Le Teint Velvet. I just have my normal skincare, but nothing else on. So let's see. All right, so let's twist off the bottle. It's a squeezy tube. Let's see, let's see how it'd be if I squeeze it onto my face. It's a very small amount. I probably will need more. I'm using a Chanel foundation brush. Let's just start with this and I'll add more in a second. You can just see real time. This is a light coverage foundation. All right. So this time I'm actually gonna squeeze and put it on the brush itself. All right, get more product. It is scented, but it's actually a nice scent. I know it's not for everybody, but it's not like overpowering. Sorry, I am someone who actually likes the scent, but I know it's not for everybody. Right, so I kind of did this half of my face. So this face has nothing on it. And then this face. So it's light coverage, but I still feel like it provides still some blurring action. So we'll continue on to the other side. Put some more product on my brush. So we'll see how much it covers my hyperpigmented acne scars. So you can see it still peeks through, but it has been diminished a little bit, but it's not going to fully cover up my hyperpigmented scars. The excess I'm putting on my forehead. Alright, so this is what we're looking like. I will also take off the ring light. And so this is what my skin is looking like. I think it's a pretty good skin tone match on B121. So like I said, it's light coverage, so you know some of my hyperpigmented scars are still peeking through, but it is still giving some blurring action. My skin looks more even than it was before, but still very natural. There's a glow to my skin, but not too glowy. I don't feel like too tacky or anything like that. So I just feel like my skin just looks very healthy. All right, so that's that for the Chanel tint. All right, back again. Just wanted to quickly show you the complexion now after I've added concealer, Fenty, and Mario liquid bronzer. Just trying to keep everything very still soft and natural, nothing too heavy or full coverage. Powder under eye, my go-to is Pat McGrath, and I did use my Chanel Sunbathe in the areas where I bronze. So this is what the skin is looking after I've done concealer, cream, bronzer, and powder. I'll even turn off the light so you can see what my skin is looking after adding additional complexion products. All right, so this is what we're looking like, and I think everything is lovely. You know, for a light coverage product, I think it's actually looking really nice. So I've been adding the Chanel eyeliners, the new ones, to the simple eye look. So on the lower lash line, I have the mauve shade, the intense mauve. All right, I put the green already on this side. We'll do the green on the other side here. Hard to do this on camera, but now these kind of pencils I prefer on the waterline rather than on the lid, but I'm doing it just so that you can see both of them. And the green one between the two is the only one that's going to show up on my lid. So this works really well on the lower lash line. I'll show you guys a picture of a look with the green on the lower lash line just so you can see. But if you want for the softer look, you can also do it on the lid here. You can see that. Got the mauve intense on the lower lash line and the green on the lid. For now I have the Honey Bliss on my lips. In terms of the lip balm, we will be trying a lot of lip colors together in a moment. But this is where we're at. All right, so here is a look. So you can appreciate my complexion. I got Chanel blush on, complexion, lower lash line, Chanel, the lavender mascara just to pair with the liners. So we got a lot of Chanel going on. Lip balm, I got like the Honey Bliss. Kind of tempted to add maybe a little bit of purple just to give it a little bit of color. I've never mixed the two together before. Just kind of to mix the peach and the cool. Anyway, so we will get together and talk about all the new Chanel, but just a simple makeup look for today. All right, so I hope you found that demo video helpful. So like I said, let's just quickly get out the way this foundation to tell you what I think. So like I said, this is the Ultra Le Tint Velvet. I'm just reading off the description from their website. By the way, it's $57. It is a light, ultra light, long wearing formula with a blurring matte finish for a perfect natural complexion. So it's supposed to give an even looking complexion, like it's a velvet matte makeup look. And it's supposed to be good for suitable for normal and combination skin types. I would say I'm normal to dry. I'm actually more of a dry skin girl, so I can also tell you from my perspective, I actually really like it. I think it came out really good. You know, I actually, when I had purchased some of these other products, because I almost bought it earlier a couple of months ago, didn't go ahead with it. And then when I was buying some of the other products we're going to talk about, I had my SA send me some samples. I tried the samples and I liked it, and I was like, you know what, I just have to buy it. It is like they said, it is ultra light. You know, I feel like it gives a light, you might be able to build it up to medium, but light coverage. Yes, and what I like about it is that, you know, a lot of times when you have, you know, more of a tinted moisturizer, or like, you know, lightweight, like these kind of squeezy bottle, kind of light, kind of foundations or skin tints, they tend to be a lot of times very glowy and dewy. And even though I'm a dry skin girl, I actually do like my complexion to be actually more to the natural, even leaning towards matte. I'm not necessarily liking a dewy feel. I don't want to feel dry, but I don't actually like to look too glowy. I always end up powdering my face anyway to take down the glow. So what I like about this, unlike a lot of like tinted moisturizers that tend to be very tacky, very glowy, it wasn't like that. It wasn't drying on my skin. You know, I feel like I can still get a nice natural glow, but it's not like in your face glowy. It kind of reminds me of the Lisa Eldridge skin tint, which is actually the reason why I didn't buy this right away. Like when it came out, I jumped on, I put it in my cart, and then I convinced myself not to get it because I was like, girl, you just bought the Lisa Eldridge, you need to finish that one up. But I actually like them. Which do I like better? That's a hard one. I like them both. I'm not sure what to say. You know, maybe because I'm in the moment, maybe I'm leaning towards this, but honestly, I really like them both. Do I regret getting it? I don't, because the shade I ended up getting with the Lisa Eldridge, and you can watch that video. I went for a shade that was leaning a little bit more golden, a little bit on the lighter side. And this is a little bit more true, a little bit more red. They both work on my skin type. You know, you could say one's a winter shade, one's a summer shade, that kind of thing. So I like that I have them both. So that I like that they are very similar formula. But for me, the shades are a little bit different. So in my mind, it justifies it. But actually, I really do like the product, and I really do see myself using it. It's lightweight. I like the finish to it. So I'm actually really loving this foundation. So also in December, they actually started putting out some of their spring, summer 2025 collection. It was kind of funny because I started buying products December 2024 from a collection that is called Spring Summer 2025. Yeah. Two of the items that were on there were the eyeliners. So I ended up getting these two specific shades. There were other shades that was in the collection, but these are the two colors that just spoke to me. I love a good green and purple eyeliner. So the green is called Vert Lagon. This is my favorite. Between the two, this is my favorite. This shade is such a beautiful green shade. I love it. Now today I did it on my lid today. Now normally I would do it on my low. I tend to prefer pencil liners on my lower lash line and liquid liners on my lid, but for the purpose of today I wanted to be able to incorporate both. This works both on my lid and my lower lash line. It's a gorgeous shade. I'll try to show you a picture. I did a look just the other day where I was using on my lower lid line, and it was gorgeous. I paired it with the Viseart Cernus Entendu, if you're curious. I did just put up a shorts with the swatches of that eyeshadow palette. But this shade, love, love, love. I'm so happy I bought this, and the formula is great, that kind of thing. Now, with the purple shade. And this shade is called Mauve Intense. This one, it's cool. But I would say between the two, I prefer the green shade. Now, I put it on my lower lash line. And I also, today, I paired this liner with the Chanel Lila's. I think it's called Lila's. I'll correct myself if I'm wrong. Lila's mascara. And they pair very well together. This shade is kind of light on my skin tone. So those for fair skin tones, this shade will pop more. On my skin, even as deep as it looks here, on my eyes, it doesn't pop as much. But I don't hate it because the light mauve shade, I feel like it opens my eyes. So it's cool for me to use on my lower lash line. This for me does not work on my lid. It disappears. It's not deep enough for me to use on my lid. But it does work for me on my lower lash line. So if I want a light lilac look, it's beautiful. And like I said, I like it because especially it pairs with the mascara. I want to show you, this is my absolute fave pencil from Chanel. And these are the Stylos Yeux waterproof. You know, they have two different versions. But this one's called Cassis. And I just want to show you a shade comparison. So you can see how much deeper this purple shade is. So this one, which I love so much, as you can imagine, if I use that on my lash line, it provides more definition. And I can use it both on the lid and on the eyes, and it will really pop against my skin tone. So this can work for me on my lower lash line, but I don't really like this on my lid. It disappears. For those of fair skin tones, I feel like this shade pops up more on you guys, almost like how this shade works for me on my skin tone. So, you know, this is deep enough that really pops on my skin or wherever I put it, but this is just on the lower lash line. So that's my feelings on the two shades. But otherwise, you know, if you know this formula, the formula is the same. It's just about, do you like these colors? Now let's get to the lips. Actually, wait. Before we get to lips, I want to leave lips to the last. The last thing I do want to talk about is nail polish. If you know me, if you saw my makeup collection, I love Chanel nail polishes. This also came, this is not the spring summer collection. So the nail polish actually came with the collection Le Blanc Camellia Futura. So I actually almost initially when I saw promo pictures, I was gonna pass on it. As much as I love the nail polish, there was another one that was a like more peachy shade. I wasn't really interested. This was the only one I was kind of interested, but at the same time, I had just bought last year this nail polish from them, which was the sequence one. And I was like, you know what? This is gonna be too similar. I don't need it. Let me be good and not get it. And then I started seeing people who actually bought it actually post pictures of the nail polish. And then I go, oh, wait a second. There's more to this nail polish than meets the eye. And I'm not sure you're going to appreciate this, but I don't know if you can see reflected in the light that it's not just like a flat gunmetal, and it's not just like a silver. Like this one, if you can appreciate, is more like a black and silver kind of thing. In here, there are these pink sparkles. There's even some like blue sparkles. Blue, purple, pink. It's actually really pretty. And I don't know if you're going to appreciate my nails as well, but it's not a flat gunmetal silver shade. You know, especially in person, there is pink to this. It reflects some colors. There's something special about this one. So actually, this is a Utopiste 363. I know I'm saying it wrong. The new one prefer over last year's. So actually I love this because it's a beautiful gunmetal that reflects some pink. It's subtle, but that subtlety is what actually makes it special. So I actually love this nail polish. Okay, now we're ready for the lips. So I took off what I had on my lips. Since we're talking about the Futura, I will talk about the one lip product that I bought from that collection. This is the Rouge Coco Flash in the shade Rosa. So similar packaging that we're used to. And this is the shade. Hope you can appreciate that. This is a fun, pretty shade. So I'm going to get closer so you can see it as I put it on. So the base is relatively sheer, okay? But there is a little like pink lavender to it. It's got sparkles, so it's like really cute, you know, especially when you have a cool tone, you know, so if you're wearing gray, lavender, purple, it's actually really pretty. It's not an obnoxious shade. There is, you know, yes, there's a little bit of silver, you know, to it, and, you know, especially depending on how much you build this up, but I think it's actually so cute and so fun. It's such a fun shade. I actually really like this lip. Actually, I probably should have ended with this rather than start with this lip, but I actually really like this look. I'll probably maybe end with this. We'll see. We'll see. So this is a fun shade, same formula that we love. I love this lipstick. But yeah, that's all I got from that collection. I know these weren't necessarily the stars of the collection. It has a cute eye quad. I don't know. You know, and it would have paired well with this lip because it had like some pink and silver and sparkles. And I totally see the vision of that eye quad with this lip. But I don't know, you know, for me, Chanel eyeshadows are very hit and miss with their formula. I don't know. I just wasn't completely sold on the palette. I think it would have been cute, but I don't know if I would have really loved it. And so I just passed on it. You know, they had a blush, this blush trio, you know, the embossing is beautiful and everything like that. But one, you know, question how well it will look on my skin tone. And then I own a lot of blushes, large size blushes from Chanel. So it just, for me, just wasn't enough, of a pull for me to get it, just based on my own personal collection. They had some eyeliners with that one, but those colors weren't really speaking to me. There was another color for this lip color. There was like a, I don't know if it was like a liquid highlighter or illuminator, but that color, don't think it would work for my skin tone. So yeah, you know, this is one where I wasn't compelled to buy every product in that collection. So yeah, the only thing I got was the nail polish and this lipstick shade. And actually, I'm not mad at it. I'm really not. So let's go back to talking about the Chanel Spring Summer collection, because that's where I bought 3 of the lip balms. So let's talk about these lip balms from the Chanel Spring Summer collection. I think they had come out like with maybe like 6 of them. I'll show them over here. So I ended up getting 3. I actually first bought one, the purple one, because that was the one that immediately I was like, gotta have. And then as time was passing, I was like, oh, I'm kind of curious about the peachy one. So then I bought the peachy one. And then as time was passing, I kept fighting. Do I get the pink one, the raspberry one? Do I get the raspberry? And I eventually bought that as well. So I have all 3. I will try all 3 with you. In terms of the packaging, in some respects, it's similar to the original. I own a bunch of the original lip balms, but there is one big difference in terms of packaging. So the new one, do you see they're like clear at the top? And so what's nice about that is you can see from the top which one you got, like purple, raspberry, the peach. Like I can already know ahead of time before I pull off the cap which one I'm getting. The original has a white cap, but it's not clear. So when I have a bunch of these, I don't know which one I'm getting unless I, you know, obviously read the shade underneath. So now I'm actually going to first start with the peachy shade. And it's called Honey Bliss, number 752. I'm going to show you what it looks like. And I also wanted to just show you, just to compare to, the reason why I wanted to also bring this one up. Another motivation for me to get it is because I have one called Natural Charm. I think it's one of their favorite shades. I remember when, this was actually the first lip balm I ever bought from Chanel, and these are the Rouge Coco Bombs. I was like, I bought the shade Natural Charm, and I was kind of like, oh, you know, I was kind of almost questioning myself, oh, should I have bought this? This is nothing special. And here I am about to empty this. And so, so that was another motivation for me to get this, because I was feeling, okay, I'm about to empty Natural Charm. Maybe this will be a good replacement. I'm going to compare them because they are not the same. They're not. happy to have both, but they're not the same. So actually, let me show you Natural Charm first, just so you can see. So Natural Charm, and I think you can even kind of tell just a little bit even from the bullet. So the new one has some sparkle to it, and it's actually more sheer. You can tell like this is more of a matte, comparatively, a matte formula versus this is more of a sheer. So the original Natural Charm is still available. It's like, I think it's just a staple color. So it is natural. But, and as much as you might look at this and go, oh, this is not pigmented, you're going to see the difference with this one. But it's just a natural shade, nice formula. I keep this at work, and anytime my lips get dry, it's great. I can combine it with other lipsticks, and it's a natural shade. So it just, even though on one hand it feels like it's not special, on the other hand, you will find yourself using it constantly. It's crazy. Right. Now with the new Honey Bliss. So now you'll see the difference. So as you can see, it's more sheer, like it's more sheer rather than matte. But it still has a peachy tone, and there's some shimmer to it. It's subtle, but it's there. But I like it too. So it is different from Natural Charm. It's because the formula is different. So it's cute. You know, once again, this might not seem all that special per se. But at the same time, watch me. I'm going to use it because it's so natural. Actually, I'll probably end up I'll go through this actually first. That's what I actually end up finding. I'm always in love with the color versions, like something with a bold color, but the quote boring natural one, those are the ones you'll go through first. So feels great, looks beautiful, and it's just great you can run out the door, put it on with no thought, and it's just easy breezy. So that is Honey Bliss. All right, but now let's have some fun. Let's have some fun colors. So I just showed you, so the next one, I'm gonna go to Raspberry Kiss. So this was the last one that I ended up buying. So this is the berry pink shade. This is deeper than the other pinks. So this would be the best for my skin tone, in my opinion. So I'll get closer, and this is Raspberry Kiss. Now remember again, these are lip balms, so they're all gonna be relatively sheer. I'm trying to build up the color as much as possible. But these aren't lipsticks, these are lip balms. All right, I think that's enough swipes. All right, but it still gives a tone, and it's pretty. So there you go with the more raspberry pink tone to it. So very cute. All right, so as lip balms go, I think this is a cute shade, and it works well for my skin tone. Lastly, let's go to the purple, because I think that's the most fun and unique shade in the collection. All right, on to Charming Lilac. Everybody always comes out with pink and peachy tone lip balms, but purple is not the shade you get all the time. And it might look scary in the bullet. It's not as purple as it looks here. It's looking very grapey. You know, but, and it, you know, if you're my skin tone, purples on us always look good, but this actually kind of leans more pink than purple. But I love the shade. So I think calling it Lilac was perfect. So it might look grape in the bullet, but calling it Charming Lilac is a perfect name for it. So here we go. So you definitely get the purple undertone, but you also get a pinkiness to it, a true lilac. And I think this is so cute. I think especially if you're of my skin tone, I'm not saying it doesn't work well for everybody, but purple's on a medium deep skin tone. There's something about purple on us that just looks beautiful. And I just think this shade is very pretty. It's more unique. You know, the only other brand that I have something similar, I'll grab it, would be like Suku. Because there's not too many brands that come out with. So actually, yeah, I just grabbed, you know, I was just thinking about it. So, because I love purple, so thought about what's in my collection that would rival this. So I brought out actually two brands. So Suku, their Moisture Glaze lipstick. And then this one from Hermes. This was the Brilliant Prix Noir. This one I think was for Suku. I think it was called Shade 5. They don't put labels on this, but it was Shade 5. But it was the purple one. All right, I'm going to show you both of these and we'll compare. I still have the Chanel on my lips. And actually, just for fun, let's swatch on the arm so we can remember as we're going along. So this is the Chanel. Then let's compare to Suku. So there's more pigmentation to this. This is a true lip balm versus, you know, this is a moisture glazed lipstick. And then I love this Hermes, like the, you know, I love, you could see, almost done with the Hermes. I love this Hermes. So there is going to be some more pigmentation. So this leans a little bit more red, but still purple tone. So you can see, obviously, the Chanel being a lip balm is the most sheer. And then we got the Suku, and then the Hermes is a bit of a little bit different tone. Before I switch lips, I know I did on my lips, but just to remind you the difference between the two Chanels, just for fun. This is the Honey Glaze, so you can see how it's like sheer against my arm. And not to say that this one is that pigmented, but Natural Charm, you can see it's just not as sheer. So they're both, you know, very natural tones against my skin, but this, you know, has more of a sheen to it, and this is more of a matte to it. So just for fun, I'll put the two other lipsticks on my lips just so you can see the comparison. But this is Chanel. Let's do Suku. So Suku is like, has a thicker consistency. I think it's very similar to the Chanel, just the formula is different, where the Chanel is a true lip balm and this is a glazed stick. So it's that, you know, those kind of in between, where it's between a balm and a lipstick, it falls somewhere in between. So that is Suku. Let's do Hermes. So the Hermes has also a thin formula. Alright, you can see the color is different. This is more plum. It has a little bit more red to it, where the others are true purples. And not often that you can get a true purple lilac lip color. So it is different. This one was limited edition anyway, so if you haven't already got it, I don't think you can get it. The Suku, I think should still be available, but I know sometimes it can be hard to get. It sells, like it would constantly sell out and things like that. So I'm not sure. I'd have to double check if Suku, if that lipstick is still available. But obviously the Chanel is. And I got the Chanel back on. But I just love it. I love it. Between the three, you know, I like all three shades that I got. But I will say, between the three shades that I bought, the purple's my favorite. It's just, it's the most unique. It's the most, it just pops more. I just think it's the most flattering against my skin tone. And it's so unique that by far the lilac is, the purple is my favorite. I can see myself with the peach one though, using that a lot just because it's so natural. It'll be just kind of a go-to. I don't necessarily have to have a makeup look to wear the peach one, so I can just run out the door no makeup or no makeup look and just run out the door. Where the other two, I might match it more with a look per se. And the raspberry is cute. I like it. It is different. I do like it, but the purple just, there's just something special about this charming lilac. So if I could only buy one, this would be the one. But I do like all three. Formula is great. I showed you the two liners, like them both. But in this case, I prefer the green over the purple shade. Love the nail polish, zero regrets. Loving the foundation, zero regrets. All in all, I have no regrets with any of my purchases, but those are my feelings on the products. Those are my preferences. This is very moisturizing, so I'm loving the lip balm. So yeah, that's what I got so far. That's what I've bought so far from Chanel. I know my purchases with Chanel is not going to stop here. I did forego getting the limited edition. They had come out with limited edition Rouge Allure Velvet lipsticks, new shades. I kept putting, I would put one in my cart, take it out, put a different one, I was very close because I love, you know, Chanel lipsticks and having the limited edition shades, and they had the gold on the trim, you know, so I was so tempted, but then I convinced myself, just based on all the lipstick I own, especially from Chanel, I was like, I don't need them, so I'm trying to be good. Not saying that I won't buy them in the future, but at the moment, I've held off on buying those. They did come out recently with some new liquid lipstick shades. I got one. So I don't know if I'll make a dedicated video just for that. I was hoping I was going to get in time for this video. But what I'll do is, I'm sure I'll certainly post on Instagram. Maybe I'll post on my community post if I don't make a full makeup look, or when I have another, I'll put it in one of my other videos, whether it be a Chanel video or even if it's for a different product, I'll sneak it in somewhere. But yeah, as always, you know, when future Chanel collections come out, if I buy any major pieces from that, I will do a review video for you guys. But yeah, I think we're going to end the video here. I think it was fun, you know, just kind of going through these products, doing lip swatches and everything. So yeah. Hope you found this video helpful. If you aren't already subscribed to my channel, consider subscribing now. Also follow me on Instagram, Daps_makeup. Otherwise, just wishing you guys a great day. And I will see you next time when I show you whatever, you know, pops into my makeup collection. Until then, bye.